TRP.
That's correct.
Kevin Andrews. This is cause number 331098. Case of style of state of Texas versus Heaven Andrews of Heaven Lee Andrews. Heaven Andrews is appearing via Zoom. This is cause number 331098. Ms. Andrews, your full name is Heaven Lee Andrews.
Take it off of me.
Ms. Andrews, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. 1 second.
Yeah, that's fine. Now, Ms. Andrews, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Andrews, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Rife Kimler. Attorney Kimler, how are you doing?
I'm blessed, John.
And in the state, again, is represented by Attorney Kobe Harper. How are you doing?
How you doing, Judge?
Now, Mr. Gary Gillum is here on behalf of the probation department, state and probation. Let me see. We got a PSI update. What's this?
Judge, my understanding is, and correct me if I'm wrong, this, Ms. Andrews has a pending felony in Chambers County that hasn't, it's in the process of being filed. It has the next court date, I believe, is February 28th, is the next Chambers County court date. The state, obviously, this is a felony case. This is, our case is a misdemeanor. We're gonna follow what happened in Chambers County. So we'd like to reset that till after.
She's due to have a baby here pretty soon too, so. When do you do, Ms. Andrews? Your baby, when do you do?
Ms. Andrews, can you hear Mr. Kimler?
Barely.
When?
The mic is right here. Why don't you come on this side?
What is your due date on your child?
Ms. Andrews, he's asking you, what is your due date on your child?
2.5 weeks from now.
Oh, 2.5 weeks from now. Okay. Now, what, you wanted to reset to when?
Would you,
After 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks, obviously, but there is a felony pending in Chambers County, Judge, and I think that's what our,
Is it an item?
it's not, it's 28, I believe it's an arraignment.
It is
for
an
28.
item.
If it's an arraignment, it had to be indicted.
Yeah, and
So there is a court date.
yeah.
Okay, give us a standard reset. I mean, if she's been doing 2.5 weeks, we're gonna have to give her, they can consider it paternity. How much time is that?
Maybe an arrest.
April? Okay.
Jail, information number.
What about May? Yeah. Okay, what about, we're gonna reset this to May 12th.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, case is gonna be reset to May 12th of 2023. Ms. Andrews, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Your case is being reset to May 12th of 2023. This was concluded case. We hope that you have a healthy baby, and that you also, that your health will also be good as well. Okay? So stay in contact with your attorney. Your case is being reset to May 12th of 2023. This will conclude your case. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Oh, you're welcome.
No, that's good. This is.
All right. You don't need to, you just need the two that.
We got it, right? Okay.
Not the dismissal. We don't need that.
Did I right get his reset?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you.
There you go. Let's put it.
Yes.
Heather Jackson, y'all ready on it?
Yes. Wow.
That was in that first case. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Next 3 cases are style of the state of Texas versus Heather Lynn Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Jackson, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Jackson, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Jackson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Jackson, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Jackson?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Ms. Jackson, you're represented in your case by your attorney,
Yes, sir.
Attorney Jack Lawrence. Attorney Lawrence, how are you doing?
It's fine, Your Honor.
And Attorney Lawrence, do you waive a record in Ms. Jackson's cases?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
Ms. Jackson, in cause number 333080, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that on or about April 15 of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed a Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Ms. Jackson, do you understand what you have been charged with? And to this charge, Ms. Jackson, how do you plead? Not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
No comment.
Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
I was advised from.
My question is, do you need to talk to your attorney?
She doesn't wish to contest.
Okay, so you don't want to fight or contest the charge, is that correct?
No, sir.
Okay, now, Ms. Jackson, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Now, Ms. Jackson, I'm gonna show you this document. State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Okay. On page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials HJ that are on a line next to a box that's checked no contingent, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
On page 3 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
Yes.
And I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Jackson, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I've just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that Mr. Lawrence went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Jackson, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, would you like to offer States 1 and 2?
We would do so at this time, Judge.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Lawrence, you have advised and counseled Ms. Jackson. Is there any evidence that Ms. Jackson is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None whatsoever, Your Honor.
And Ms. Jackson, your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Jackson, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for plea of no contest, the state agrees to recommend 30 days in the Jefferson County Jail court costs and run concurrent with cause number 333082. Also part of this plea agreement is for the state to dismiss cause number 333214.
It's correct, Your Honor.
And in addition, Judge, we've allowed that 30 days in jail, but the time to report is on March 10th, 2023, 6 p.m. That's 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I greatly appreciate that to get my kids in order and stuff like that. Make arrangements. Thank you very, very much. I was so worried.
So that's report
March 10th. Judge.
March 10th
I will be there.
of 2023
Yes.
at or before 6 p.m.
sir.
Okay. Now, Ms. Jackson,
Yes, sir.
the state is offering that you serve 30 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case is $407. Ms. Jackson, will you be able to pay the $407 court cost?
Yes, sir. I would need a payment plan.
Okay, actually,
We can have those.
I have 5 kids and $1 million.
okay, I'm looking at your
But I mean, I
your
can't.
affidavit of indigence. And based on your affidavit of indigence, you not only meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of court-appointed attorney, but it appears that you are, could you show that to her?
Yes.
Ms. Jackson, could you please look at that document? That document is Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. And look on page 2 of that document. It's on the back side of the page 1. Is that your signature above the line that is titled Defender Signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, is everything on that document still true and correct today? On the, go back to the front page.
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Jackson, the court is going to find that you are indigent. And based on that finding of indigence, the court costs in this case, $407 will be waived. That simply means that you will not be required to pay it pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. All right, so let me write that down. Now, Ms. Jackson,
Yes, sir.
do you understand the state's offer and the court's finding?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that it is fair? I forgot to also mention this here.
Okay.
Now, Ms. Jackson, let me repeat this. The state is offering that you serve 30 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You'll be given credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case is $407. But you will not be required to pay the $407 because that will be waived pursuant to Article 42.15 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. That simply means that the court has found that you are indigent. Also, this case will run concurrent with cause number 333082. The state will be dismissing the companion case, cause number 333214. And your report date to start your sentence is March 10th of 2023 at or before 6 p.m.
Yes.
Now, do you understand the state's offer and the court's finding?
Yes.
And do you think that it is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Jackson, the court is going to follow the plea bargain agreement with the court's findings. And the court will proceed to your next case, which is cause number 333082. And in this case, Ms. Jackson, the state has filed information. And in this information, it alleges that on or about June 15th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the class A misdemeanor offense of theft.
Yes,
Now, Ms. Jackson, do you understand what you have been charged with?
yes, sir.
And to this charge, Ms. Jackson, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, sir.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, Ms. Jackson, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment, also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Ms. Jackson, do you recognize that document, this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials, JH, that are on the line next to a box that's checked no contingent, which means no contest.
Correct.
Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Correct.
And on the next document that is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? And I also have a document on paper that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled defendant? And Ms. Jackson, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, go over these documents with you?
Very thoroughly, yeah.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
And you are a citizen of the United States, is that correct?
Right.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishments, and State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, we would, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Lawrence?
No, Your Honor.
No objections. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted, and the court will take judicial notice of States Exhibit Number 2 in both cases, which is in the court's file. And Mr. Lawrence, you've advised and counseled Ms. Jackson in this case as well. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None whatsoever, Your Honor.
And Ms. Jackson, Mr. Lawrence, take your hand off the bench. And Ms. Jackson, your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Very much so.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Absolutely.
Ms. Jackson, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement in this case?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for a plea of no contest, the state's agreed to recommend 30 days in jail for and any credit she's due by law. Along with this case, the state asked this case record current with the sentencing cause number 333080. Also, in this particular case, the state's agreed to dismiss state's 333214 criminal trespass, and this, as with the other case, 333-080, the court date will be March 10th, 2023 at or before 6 p.m.
Okay. Ms. Jackson, the state is offering that you serve 30 days in Jefferson County Jail. You will be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. And this jail time is to begin on March 10th of 2023 at or before 6 p.m. The court cost in this case is $292. However, you will not be required to pay the $292 because the court has previously found that you're indigent. And based on that finding of indigence, you will, this court cost will be waived pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. And this case will run concurrent with cause number 333-080 and the state will dismiss cause number 333-214. Ms. Jackson, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement along with the court's findings. Ms. Jackson, this will conclude these cases. You're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney and follow the instructions from our court clerk. And also, Ms. Jackson, I'm signing the dismissal. And you'll be able to get a copy of this dismissal before you leave.
I do want to just thank you again for giving me 2 weeks to get my little ones in order.
Okay.
I really appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, here are 2 copies of your commitment for each case. Just make sure, it's very important that you remember to bring these to the jail whenever you report there on the 10th. Otherwise they won't let you.
Oh,
Okay. So
I
it's
did not
very,
know that. Okay, thank you
yes.
so much.
And if,
I wouldn't have brought them.
yes, and just 1 second and Judge will print out a copy of your dismissal.
They'll still bring you in, but they won't let you in.
Yes. What he said.
Okay.
Has it been quick to print out?
No.
No? Oh,
No,
okay.
just have a seat. It's gonna take a few minutes. And once the dismissal prints off, she's gonna ask you or your attorney to come to the window to get the dismissal. Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, all right, same to you. You have a blessed day as well, and you have a blessed day as well, Mr. Lawrence.
We need that letter as to when she'll report.
Letter?
Well, not necessarily a letter, that form that the sentence that she reports on.
She got that commitment form.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
She already has
Oh,
that.
she has that.
And I email a copy to the jail also when I get back downstairs, so they'll have it either way.
Right.
Okay, it's printing off now. Are we ready on Aaron McDonald?
Ms. Jackson? That's her dismissal.
Okay, do I bring this with me?
No, you don't have.
You
to.
bring your, no, the commitment.
Just,
Well, just keep all your paperwork together. Yeah.
right, can't hurt.
Yeah.
All right, have a good
Thank
day.
you all so much. Have a blessed day.
All right, same here. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session on the motion to revoke probation docket. Court has 2 cases. All 3 cases are styled, all 2 cases are styled the state of Texas versus Aaron Jamal McDonald. Mr. McDonald, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. McDonald?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. And Mr. McDonald, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Lori Perazo. Attorney Perazo, how are you doing?
Thank you.
Yes. Now, state and probation officer, do y'all have a recommendation in Mr. McDonald's case?
Yes, sir. I think we come to an agreement, Your Honor, a tentative agreement. But we're going to ask for a short reset, just to give the defendant, time to, get some money to pay the total cost that's going to be remaining after we dispose of these cases.
How much time do you need?
30 days from.
Okay, I think
This
this is Aaron McDonald.
um,
Will that be March 24th?
24.
That'll put it right at about 30. Yeah, okay. So, Mr. McDonald, your cases will be reset to March 24th of 2023. And your attorney is going to sign for your reset. Once you get your resets from your attorney, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. And Ms. Perazzo, once you sign for the reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And this will conclude the calling of the announcement dockets and the motion to revoke probation dockets in County Court at Law number 2 on today's date of February 24th, 2023.